Hello, my name is David Waltzman and I am a Simulation Product Specialist for GoEngineer. In this video, I will be introducing SOLIDWORKS Plastics Professional. SOLIDWORKS Plastics comes in 3 levels, 2 of which are shown on this slide. Plastics Professional covers the fill phase of the injection molding process. There are several key features in Plastics Professional that provide great information for the mechanical engineer or industrial designer working on plastic parts. The first is modeling actual filling of the plastic in the cavity. The second is predicting when a short shot will occur. The third is illustrating the location of weld lines on the product. The fourth is showing where air traps occur. Finally, the ability to investigate the effect of multiple gates on the fill of the cavity allows the user to optimize their process for strength, time, and mold cost. Now let's take a look at some models in SOLIDWORKS Plastics Professional. So here we have a part. You may recognize this environment. This is your basic SOLIDWORKS environment. SOLIDWORKS Plastics Professional adds another tab on the Command Manager as well as the Plastics Manager right here. In terms of setting up a model, we can just walk through the steps in this tree. We start off by creating a mesh on our model, which is all these small triangles on the surface here. We then go on to define our material, which here we're choosing this Novolin 1100H. The next important parameters to define are the melting temperature of the material, which is grabbed from our material database of over 4,000 materials. Then the mold temperature that it'll be in. The lower temperature, the better, so that there's less thermal issues afterwards. And then we have the injection pressure limit of our machine that's filling the plastic. From there, the last step before running our simulation is to choose the injection location for our plastic. So here we've chose one location on this edge here, and that will fill up the rest of this cavity. So let's check out our results. SOLIDWORKS Plastics Professional is great because we have a whole slew of outputs such as fill time, which shows us how the plastic is filling up our model. This is great post-processing. We can export these as videos for presentations, and if we're not quite sure what all these different definitions are, for example pressure at end of fill, we have a plastics advisor here that describes everything for the theory and how SOLIDWORKS uses that information for looking at your simulation. So let's go on to some of those other topics that we covered in the first slide. Here I have a model that we're going to fill with plastic with one gate on the bottom here. Alright, so in filling up the model, we see that there's some issues. Right, so it's filling up and then it looks like it stops here. So this is a case of short shots. So the injection pressure isn't enough to push the plastic through the model. Another scenario may be that the wall thickness is too thin and needs to increase so that the plastic doesn't solidify before it gets to the end of our model. So I ran another scenario of this where I doubled the wall thickness of our part from 0.6 to 1.2 millimeters. So let's see how that affects the fill of our part. So now we can see that everything is filling. It slows down a little bit, but it fills up our whole mold. In our charts here, I can view the ease of fill for SOLIDWORKS Plastics Professional and see that the green is very easy, then the yellow and the red regions will still fill, but the machine is straining more to get it complete. Here's a model of a phone case here, and if we watch the filling of this model with the plastic real carefully, we notice that as the plastic is filling our part here, it's slowing down in the middle, it comes around, and creates this pocket. Well, that pocket is going to have a dieseling effect and create a burn mark because that air is compressing until it combusts. So we do not want that in our plastic parts. So we can look at our design a bit and figure that if we have a thinner wall here that's more similar to this outer one, then hopefully we shouldn't have as much of an effect of the slowdown. So if we look at our flow results now, we can see that the plastic is filling up and going through our part. But let's check out those air traps. So in purple, SOLIDWORKS is showing us the location of all of our air traps here. So we see that we still have one, but now it's at the top edge of our model, so this is much more easier to vent. Right, again, with these locations, we can add vents here. It's not being enclosed in the bottom corner where it's difficult to reach. So that was the introduction to our basic features in SOLIDWORKS Plastics Professional. Again, we went over filling, short shots, weld lines, air traps, and multiple gates. So thank you for watching. This has been David Waltzman with GoEngineer. I hope you enjoyed this video.